Speaking of guys that hang out in the back of U-Hauls in Oregon, Big T.
Good afternoon. I was told by the person that y'all just had in here that he worked you.
Oh
Get him back.
no!
That's just what I heard.
Get him back.
Oh,
No, he didn't say that.
That's what I heard.
Oh
Get him back.
no!
Bro,
This
he
is
said-
what I want. Okay, we got football. We're gonna dive into the slate, but this is what I want. Oh, I had to get fired up. Woo! Okay, now we're talking football.
He worked your ass.
Worked me. What? Worked who?
Oh, I don't think that. I don't
what
think
he's
that.
saying.
I don't
That's
think he
what
did. But
he's
you said
saying.
you wanted to get fired up, so he
You
worked
lying?
your ass.
Are you lying?
I swear to God.
Come here. Turn that mic around. Turn that mic around. Somebody's lying here. It's either him or you. He said that you walked out here and said, I worked him. Get down to the mic.
I did not say that.
Really?
I said that your presence has been requested by Roughness.
And then what'd you say after that? As I was walking away, you weren't talking to me, you were talking to someone else.
I did not say Brandon got worked.
You said I worked him.
I worked him up.
Oh, okay, that's fair.
Oh,
That's
okay.
fair.
Classic mix-up. Classic
That's
mix-up.
fair. That's fair. I wish you said I worked them.
I
would've
kind
been
of
funny.
wish you did too.
That would have
I
been
would-
funny.
I wish next time will you please say that?
Because that would have been funny.
You know, I wish
No,
that he
thank you.
would have.
No problem. I appreciate you coming back. Fuck that guy. Moving on to my next take, and this is one I've been sitting on for a while, and you see it most in Georgia games with Kirby Smart. There's a coach who is on staff whose job it is to put his hand in the ass of Kirby Smart's pants and pull him back.
Get back coach.
He's the get back coach, and he follows Kirby Smart around like a puppy dog, sticking his hand into his pants. I don't know what that guy's name is, but surely you've dreamed of better for yourself. What are we doing in college football that a head coach can't be relied on to get himself back? Look at this guy. This guy stands around with his hand in Kirby Smart's pants. That really what? That's a grown ass man.
It's a grown ass man, but can I go against you? a
Kirby,
little bit
stand
here?
your ass on the sidelines. Why do you need somebody holding your diaper?
He needs a
That's
babysitter.
pathetic.
It is. It's a pathetic thing. However, here's my spin zone on this. Because I know you're not a Game of Thrones person. I know you're not a House of the Dragon person, but the hand of the king is a very important person.
His hand's in his butthole the whole night.
I know. However,
Kirby's sweating, stinking.
you know how much that guy has to, that Kirby has to trust that guy. You can't just have any guy sticking your hand down the back of my pants.
I do
you
think
better.
it's belt loop or
Who
pocket.
cares? It's still right in his ass.
Regardless, I'm just telling you that, let's just say that, at Barstool, you had to have somebody doing that for you for whatever reason, maybe not to shove another employee. I don't know. Let's just hypothetically say if you had to do that, you wouldn't just let some bozo do it. You would have your most trusted person putting their hand down the back of your pants, right? You can't just pick anybody. That guy, again, hypothetically, Brandon, let's say that this was happening to you. If, say, Ben Mintz put his hand down the back of your pants and tried to pull you back, you'd fight him, right? Let's say TJ hit.
I think I would have to, yeah.
If TJ did it, you'd be like, all right, he knows what's best for me. I'm going to allow him to do it. I feel like that guy might be the most important person on the sideline other than Kirby Smart.
The storyline behind Clemson this year is first of all, how do you say it properly?
I say Dabo Sweeney.
No.
too.
Clemson or
Clemson?
Clemson.
It's supposed to be Clemson.
Yes.
No Z. We say it with the Z. Clemson.
I say Clemson.
It's Clemson.
But then
It's
I
Clemson.
said Clemson on TikTok, and people were
Clemson.
kept making fun of me.
Clemson.
Because you say it with a Z
Say
sound?
you're supposed to say it with an S. Clemson.
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 We all say it with a Z.
Okay.
I think
Clemson.
everybody does.
Oh, is it
Yeah.
a Clemson?
Also,
Clemson?
fuck them. They're a cult. I don't care what they think.
Yeah,
and
that's
it's not
true.
even just that. I'm sorry, you'd be a complete fucking asshole if you were like, so the Clemson game? Mm-hmm. Come on.
It's like
Down to
Notre
Clemson,
Dame.
South Carolina.
That's way different, Jack.
A&M has better athletes than App State. A&M has better recruits than App State. App State didn't have a shitty quarterback, and that's kind of what Texas A&M.
You are. I'm starting to get mad at you right now because you're teasing me. What you've done, man. I don't
All right,
know
rip the
how-
Band-Aid off. Fine, rip the Band-Aid off.
What
You guys came in, you're ranked number 6 in the country for no fucking reason, and App State embarrassed you at home.
Thank you. I don't know why we didn't start the podcast with this. I would like it on record, Jack, and you can. I hope you agree with me that if this happened to Mississippi State, we would have let Brandon go off for 20 minutes.
No, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, but Alabama and Texas played an amazing game today. We had to start with that.
I'm not saying that A&M is more important. I'm just saying that I've been sitting on these.
No, I get it. I get both sides. But
I've just
go off though. Go off.
He
It's
keeps
yours
teasing
now.
me. He keeps teasing me. And he's like, actually, let's start about this. This was so humiliating for Texas A&M. Everything about it. And the reason that I think it's more embarrassing what happened to my team today than what happened to Notre Dame, which don't get me wrong, you cannot lose to Marshall, is because Jimbo Fisher was paid $75 million to leave Florida State to come take A&M to the next level. Kevin Sumlin could not get things correct, especially in November. The wheels would fall off the bus. I get that. He still won games at A&M. They were very mediocre and in the middle, but it's not like he was having losing seasons. You go out and you pay a guy who's this offensive guru, this quarterback whisperer, and you bring him in for $75 million, and he sits up on the podium and says all the right things every single offseason. And even after this game, you lost to App State at home. He's sitting there like, well, I think we still have a really great football team. We just need to play better and do things right. Can you just reality check yourself for a second, Jimbo? We don't want to hear your excuses anymore. That's all it is you're saying the right things in front of the podium, and then you can't get it done on the field. And last week, when they beat Sam Houston State 31-0, what did I say? I sat there and I was like, this offense sucks. This offense looks putrid. Haynes King does not know what he's doing. And I was singing his praises coming into this game. Why did they not try anybody else at quarterback at halftime? Why? He's an offensive guru. He's a quarterback whisperer. You saw enough. Max Johnson transfers from LSU. You've got a 5-star freshman who apparently is the next coming of Jesus Christ, and literally nothing was changed. He was out-coached. They were out-planned. The offense, Haynes King had 97 total yards. The defense looked awful. There is nothing that I want to hear Jimbo Fisher say about that game that could possibly be an excuse. It is humiliating, and that's all there is to say. And anybody who makes an excuse is full of shit. You've had a lot of moments in your career here at Barstool Sports.
Mm-hmm.
You guys talked about it on the rundown today, just like Francis being back, how you got hired. Each time you've climbed higher and higher. I think that you hit a new level of Barstool fame today.
Oh.
Because if people care enough about what you're saying to take time out of their day to go burn something that has your name on it, film it, and then put it on the internet, you're doing something right.
So that happened today at Big Rit 21, who I'm almost certain we've read his tweets on this show before.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Brad's a
Kayce-
friend of the program.
Kayce follows him.
Yeah.
Why?
Huh? Because I think he's funny.
So anyway,
I love the crazy college football.
he's a
talk
Michigan
right now.
fan. He's a Michigan fan who has followed me and us throughout the years, and he's always participated with this podcast. And today he says, my stance on BFW after his views on Michigan football, the schedule is stronger than the shirt. And he burned my shirt at the stake, the Brandon Walker College football shirt. He burned it with a blowtorch.
Put a lot of gasoline.
A lot of gasoline, and there it goes, up in flames, flaming like it's an out and about shirt. So it is.
This is. I feel like this is a compliment.
You want to talk about a spot being obvious for a team? This is the most Nebraska spot that ever Nebraska'd in the history of Nebraska.
Okay.
This is Nebraska. Folks, I
Don't
can't.
spoil
I'm
what you're
gonna
about to say.
No. I'm not going to give that part away.
Okay.
But I'm going to scream, although he said don't pick them, so it's not
Oh,
a
okay.
spoiler. I am going to absolutely scream from the mountaintops. This is a close game on Saturday, and Nebraska's in this game till the end. They might win it. They might not. I lean towards them possibly winning it. But
You're there now?
oh, I'm there. I've been there. Look at this spot. Look at everything around this team. We're already seeing it happen immediately. You've got Nebraska media, Nebraska players, Nebraska coaches. You got stories coming out how Scott Frost was just the biggest idiot in the world. He was showing up late.
Drunk.
He was letting his personal life get in the way of his coaching. He was his coaches were going to the AD saying, "Hey, please help us." His players were saying these things. It looks like the biggest addition by subtraction of all time. Number 2, Nebraska is not an untalented team. They're not. They are a talented team. Something was holding them back. Number 3, Mickey Joseph. I am stealing this from Big Cat. He said it on Pick'em. He might say it later.
He says it on the college football
Mickey
show.
Joseph played quarterback
He did do that.
at Nebraska
Yes.
in 1990 or 91. He was hit about 10 yards out of bounds. His leg was broken. His career was ended by the Oklahoma Sooners. They ended his entire football career.
And it wasn't just
and
like
I will
a
save the other
mishit.
part.
It
I will
was
not say
off
the other part.
field.
Yeah, don't say the other part.
He rushed to the right sideline. He pulled up, and he was by the benches. He was 10 yards into the sideline. And they hit him from behind in his knee, ended his career, broke his leg. This guy is going to want to kill this team. Now, everything lines up Nebraska. If Oklahoma is so great, and they're are they a better program than Nebraska? Yeah. Are they a better team than Nebraska? Yeah. Are they a better? But they were last year.
They're not the same team as last year.
I don't think they're as good as they were last year. They're not the same team. Yeah, because they had Caleb Williams, Spencer Rattler last year. I don't think Dylan Gabriel's as good as Caleb Williams. Here's the thing. Last year, Nebraska went to Illinois in week 0 and lost in embarrassing fashion. A couple weeks later, they almost beat Oklahoma in Oklahoma, at Oklahoma. Now, 90,000 people, Mickey Joseph, interim coach. Can't you just see it? Can't you close your eyes and you see the sea of red?
It's beautiful.
It doesn't make sense, does it?
It doesn't make sense, and it is. I love the emotion behind it, and again, I know we keep saying this, but like, there's way more to even that story that Dan tells. So make sure you tune in on Saturday, because if you are even remotely being, what's happening?
I'm going to use his mic. Nebraska wins a football game. Now, let me just get this out of the way. Heartbreaking disappointment. I took my loss today. Mississippi State goes down to LSU, and it's a house of horrors. We just don't play well down there or against that team. We can be better than that team. That team's still going to beat us. I don't know why. We dominated the game for 3 quarters, fucked around, and let LSU off the mat. LSU has better talent than we got, and they figured it out and just started throwing to the good players, and their quarterback started making plays, and they just beat our fucking ass. 31-16 sucks. I hate it. Will Rogers' Heisman campaign's over. The offense was disgusting.
Jaden Daniels had a good game.
He's so bad.
But you say they beat your ass. Like, the score, yes,
they scored
was
31-16, yeah.
But watching that game, they did not beat your ass.
Oh, we dominated the game for 3 quarters and just didn't score any points.
There was a moment at with like minutes left, that it was like, well, wait a minute, this, and then it just turned. But Jaden Daniels is not great. Like that team.
Well, he won't beat many teams. The LSU's not going to win a lot of games. They're probably not going to go to a bowl, but they beat our ass. So,
LSU put up like a fair amount on offense, and it wasn't like he was bad, but it was just like I didn't watch that game, and I know it's easy for me to say because it's not my team. I didn't watch that game and think, wow, Mississippi State stinks.
Yeah, but that's the problem, because you play good football, you get a good team, and you got this moment, and then you shit the bed, and you can be better than them, you can be good, you just shit the bed, and now you're 2-1, and you're not going to have a special season. You just can't have a special season now.
LSU's offense just wore your defense down, and like I said, it came down to the end of that game.
Mississippi State's offense wore our defense down because they wouldn't stay on the fucking field.
Also fair, but I wouldn't. You always say not to bury teams too fast.
Well, when it's your team, you can bury them.
Well, I tried to last week. You didn't let me. Now did you?
And was I right?
Well, I'll be right too. Who do you play next week?
Bowling Green, and then we play.
Us?
No. Yeah, maybe. I think we might have. Yeah, it might be you. It is you.
Okay,
yeah.
Maybe you should bury your team now, Brandon.
Okay.
Bury the fuck out of them. Can lightning really hurt you in a helmet?
Well,
oh yeah,
it'll hit the stadium.
It'll fuck you up
it
bad.
hits you.
I think a helmet's gonna help.
Well, I don't know.
Lightning?
No,
There's rubber in it.
People die.
Yeah.
In helmets?
Lightning will split a tree open.
The helmet for the
What's the whole thing like if you're grounded though?
like rubber tires, I think.
Oh. Well, what if they're
That's a myth too, by the way.
No, that's
What
not.
if- what
It's
if-
That's a
cars.
myth.
What if you're
Safest
playing
spot
on
to
a
be-
field with the rubber bullets?
Turf?
Oh.
AstroTurf?
No.
You two stop talking. Shit list, go.
I'm just gonna give it to the marketing campaign on Friday night. Whatever teachers, I don't know what it
Oh,
was.
this is good, Jack.
They brought Malik Cunningham's mother
This is
on.
so good.
And Malik Cunningham's mother is this nice lady, and she comes on.
She's a teacher.
She's a teacher wherever she's a teacher, which is great. She was wearing Malik Cunningham's jersey. It's a great moment, and she looks like just this great woman. And then they award her a big award for winning because she's such a great teacher. And shout out to her teaching the youth. And they gave her a whole $1,000.
$1,000.
Now-
That is so bad.
Now I'm not going to say that they shouldn't have given her $1,000. They made a whole TV campaign out of it and had her on TV asking her questions, and they asked her how she was going to spend it.
$1,000.
$1,000 is, and
The guy who gave it to her like got a hug.
Yes.
Like, oh my God, I'm so happy for you.
and $1,000. I mean, like, you're a teacher. You make a call on like a AM radio.
That's $50 a kid.
Yeah, $50 a kid. And with inflation, everything, these kids get nothing. Maybe they get an ice cream party. Like, that's what they gave out, and they gave it out on ESPN.
Yeah.
Main
Give her $5,000.
5,000 at least.
Who raised the money?
I don't know. It was a weird.
It's a
thing.
weird. It's a weird.
I had never seen them do it.
They do it. It's a thing, a campaign. I forget what it was. And then I tweeted about it, and people hit me up and said, I had a friend who got it last year, and you only get $500 of it because after taxes.
Oh,
so
God.
she only got $500.
Oh,
That's an
my
ice cream
God.
party for her.
That's less than an
for
ice
her
cream
poor
party.
kid. Not, I don't know where she teaches, but I mean, like, the poor kids that thought they got this big award. No, you just get like maybe some ice cream cones.
Yeah, you can't tote out like an award for, especially for teachers, knowing how like underpaid they
Yes,
are,
of
and give
course.
$1,000. Like, you had a great point when we were talking about it, and they're like, put up your Venmo,
Yeah.
and she would have gotten way more than that. Juice.
Who's-
That's
wait, wait.
that's the most try-hard Twitter account on Twitter.
Who's
Yeah.
better,
Lane
Juice,
Kiffin's dog.
Juice or Hudson?
Yeah, you
Hudson.
had a take written down about Juice, but you didn't get to it a few weeks ago. What do you think about Juice?
He
I just
hates
told you.
Juice.
This is the most try-hard.
He
I
hates
saw
dogs.
Dad at work. Get the fuck out of
Yeah,
here.
but you know,
who's,
that's
who's tweeting that
okay.
shit from a
It's
dog's
his-
point of view?
I'm sure it's his
But-
children.
Get the fuck out of here.
His
It's
children-
not his fucking kids.
his
Yes,
kids.
it is.
Yes,
they're
it
they're big on
is.
social.
It is not.
Is it like
It's
if you're
the daughter who.
It's the daughter.
who spent $500 at Zara.
God,
Yes.
I,
that's,
I
it was
love that
700.
TikTok.
Yeah.
Are you
Listen.
believing not?
listen, you can hate the kids if you want. You do not hate a beautiful dog like Juice.
Fuck that dog.
No, fuck you.
And you
Fuck
also
that
know
dog.
that Lane's in the dog's life because Lane walked by and there was a room separating it, and Juice saw Lane from
It was
across
so
the room and ran up
cute.
to the window.
Fuck that dog.
It was so
It's so cute.
I like Hudson better though because Hudson.
I-
No,
after
go down.
this
Go down.
one-
No. Look, go the next one, please. God damn, let me see this week. Okay. I'm just glad we get to play at home this week. Hope you're ready to join me at the game. That's a fucking
cute.
dog tweeting that out.
No, that's a child.
And how often do you think, how hard do you think they had to work to get that dog in that pose? They probably
Not
like
that
jammed the
hard.
dog in there.
Look at that puppy.